So, you're a creator, you finish a project, and that feeling is amazing, right? But then, the other shoe drops. You have to figure out distribution. And let's be honest, it feels like this incredibly complex, crowded maze. Well, today, we're handing you the map. I mean, this is the question, isn't it? It's the one that keeps every independent filmmaker, every creator, staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. You've poured everything you have into your work. But in this giant ocean of content, how do you make sure people actually see it? Where do you even start?
The good news is there's a way to cut through all that chaos. The trick is to start thinking like a strategist. And for that, we need a compass, a simple framework to really understand the whole over-the-top or OTT landscape, but from your perspective as a creator.
And that compass we're going to use is a tool called a perceptual map. Now, I know, the name sounds a little academic, but don't let it fool you. It's actually a super simple way to visualize where all the different platforms fit, which helps us make way smarter decisions about where our work really belongs.
So how do we actually build this map? Well, it all boils down to two fundamental questions. Seriously, just two. And these are questions that every single creator should be asking before they even think about partnering with a platform. These questions are going to be the axes of our guide.
All right, our first axis, the horizontal one, is all about focus. On one side, you've got your platform-first players. Here, your work is basically just inventory, another piece of content to fill their library. But on the other side, you have creator-first platforms, places that are actually built from the ground up to support and champion independent artists like you.
Okay, now for our second axis, the vertical one. This is all about power and support. Down at the bottom, you have self-publishing. You know the drill. You upload your work, cross your fingers, and do all the heavy lifting yourself. But at the very top, we have managed OTT distribution. This is where the platform actually becomes your partner, actively helping you get your work out there and make money from it.
Okay, we've got our framework, we've got our north, south, east, and west. Now let's start plotting the common paths. We're going to explore the different territories on this map where most creators find themselves, and we'll look at the trade-offs that come with each one.
Let's start in the bottom left corner of our map. This is probably the most familiar territory for anyone who's ever made anything for a screen. We call it generic self-publishing.
And no surprise here, the big players are YouTube and Vimeo. The door is wide open. Anybody can upload anything. But what's the catch? Well, your film's fate is almost entirely in the hands of a mysterious algorithm, and there's absolutely zero managed distribution to help you out. So here's the bottom line for this quadrant. You're essentially shouting into a hurricane. The amount of content is just staggering, and the actual support for you, the creator, is pretty much non-existent. It's the definition of high noise, low support.
All right, let's slide over to the right on our map, to the bottom right quadrant. This space is filled with tools and platforms that are a huge part of the indie journey, especially everything that has to do with the festival circuit.
Think of a platform like Film Freeway. It is absolutely creator-focused, no doubt about it. But, and this is a big but, it's for one very specific purpose, submitting your work. It's a critical piece of the puzzle, for sure, but it's not designed to be the place where you distribute or monetize your film. And that really is the key thing to understand here. These platforms are a vital bridge, an essential tool to get you to that next step. But they aren't the final home for your film. They're a stepping stone, not the destination.
Okay, let's travel north on our map to the top left quadrant. This is the world of the traditional OTT players and the aggregators. You know, the big names, the old guard, the gatekeepers.
Now, on the plus side, you get managed distribution, which is a huge deal. The problem? The walls are incredibly high. The barriers to entry can feel impossible, and at their core, these platforms are just not built with the independent creator in mind. They are platform first, all the way.
And that gets to the real issue here. Even in this new digital world, this model just copies the old studio system. You're still on the outside, pitching to a gatekeeper who holds all the cards. The gatekeepers are still in charge.
So, let's recap. We've looked at 3 different zones on our map, and each one has a major drawback. You've got high noise, a temporary stopgap, or these all-powerful gatekeepers, which, leaves us asking a huge question. Is there a better way?
I mean, what if you didn't have to choose? What if you could have the best of both worlds? That indie-friendly, creator-first attitude from the right side of our map, but combined with the real power of managed distribution from the top. Where is that sweet spot?
Let's just lay it all out. Generic self-publishing is platform first and self-published. Festival tools, they're creator first, but you're still self-publishing. Traditional OTT gives you managed distribution, but it's totally platform first. See the pattern? There's a glaring hole on this chart, a place that is both creator first and offers managed distribution. That's the sweet spot. And filling that unique top right quadrant is a platform called Shortfundly. It was literally built from the ground up to be creator first, with a real focus on indie projects and short films. But here's the game changer. It combines that creator-first spirit with managed OTT distribution and the tools you need to actually monetize your work.
And this is really the central idea of this whole explainer. By combining that creator-first focus with real managed distribution, a platform can carve out this powerful, unique position that solves the core problems we saw in every single other quadrant.
Okay, so what does all of this mean for you? The point here isn't just to understand the landscape in theory, but to actually use this map to find your own strategic position.
If you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Choosing where to put your film isn't just some technical task of uploading a file. It is one of the most important strategic decisions you will ever make for your work. It's about positioning your art for success. And that leaves us with one last really important question for you to think about. Now that you have the map, now that you can see the entire landscape laid out, take a hard look at where you are and ask yourself, is my distribution strategy just the path of least resistance, or is it truly powerfully and strategically serving me and my creative work?